How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now, on today's show, we're going to be talking about Jack Grealish because he has been charged with driving without due care and attention. We're also going to be talking about Timo Werner because he has completed his move to Chelsea from RB Leipzig. And the last piece of news, we're going to speak to Arsenal because one game in and they're already facing an injury crisis.
I represent my fucking self.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right. So the first place we're going to start is Aston Villa and Jack Grealish. Now, you remember during lockdown, on one of my shows, I was talking about an incident that had involved him. He went out, broke the social distancing rules, went to a party and then crashed his car. Well, it looks like he hasn't got away with that because the report goes on to say that Aston Villa captain Jack Grealish has been charged with driving without due care and attention and failing to stop or report a collision. West Midlands Police said the charge follows an incident in Dickens Heath, Solihull on Sunday the 29th of March. An investigation was launched after reports of a car hitting parked vehicles and the driver fleeing on foot. Grealish is scheduled to appear in court before Birmingham magistrates on August the 25th to answer the charges. A statement from West Midlands Police read, "A Premier League footballer has been charged with driving without due care and attention and failing to stop at or report a collision. Jack Grealish is accused of the offences in Watersides, Dickens Heath, Solihull on Sunday the 29th of March. An investigation was launched after we responded to reports of a car hitting parked vehicles and the driver fleeing on foot. The 24-year-old from Barnt Green, Worcestershire, has been postal charged to appear before Birmingham Magistrates Court on August the 25th. So, I suppose this was inevitable. It was always going to happen. We saw the images. We saw the state of his car. We saw the state of the damage to the others. And we also saw photographic evidence of Jack Grealish returning to the scene the following morning. Now, a lot of people will say that he was drink driving. And I suppose, the only thing that he will be able to get away with in this respect is that they can't prove he was drink driving. They're looking at the incident as, failing to, stop and report the incident and driving without due care and attention. There's the likelihood of a ban and obviously a big fine. It's an incident that, he's come out and apologised about. With the breaking the social distancing rules, and you've got to say that was in March. He's going to have to take his medicine, deal with the punishment, pay the fine, probably be banned from driving, like I said, and hopefully learn from it and don't make these mistakes again. He's a young lad, he's Aston Villa captain, and he's got to move on from things like this. So it is what it is, and he's just going to have to face the consequences, deal with it, and we'll find out in August what those will be. Next piece of news involves Timo Werner because he has finally completed his move to Chelsea. The German international has agreed a 5-year deal at Stamford Bridge and becomes Chelsea's second signing of the summer after Ajax's Hakim Ziyech. Chelsea have agreed to pay €50 million to trigger the release clause of Werner, who is set to earn more than €10 million per season in England. Discussing his move to West London, Werner told the official Chelsea website, "I am delighted to be signing for Chelsea. It is a very proud moment for me to be joining this great club. I of course want to thank RB Leipzig, the club and the fans for 4 fantastic years. You will forever be in my heart. I look forward to next season with my new teammates, my new manager, and of course the Chelsea fans. Together we have a very successful future ahead of us." Werner has made a total of 157 appearances for RB Leipzig, scoring 93 goals and making 40 assists, developing into one of Europe's most coveted forwards. It's something that we all expected. I suppose in the last week or so, while things have not been spoken about, some might say that someone else that came in for him, maybe Liverpool, were gonna go back in there and maybe the Chelsea deal was off. But no, it's done and dusted, and he is a Chelsea player. And when you're looking at his records in Germany and the price that Chelsea are paying, because it's, you know, through the release clause, looks to be a bit of a bargain, 50 million euros. Because if you didn't have a release clause, you're probably looking at around about 90 to 100 million pound. His stats are very, very impressive. 157 appearances, 93 goals and 40 assists. That's actually really, really good. Obviously, the Premier League is very different to the Bundesliga, and he's going to have to settle quick, but he's got plenty of time, you know, to get himself ready for that move. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. I see a video of him as well, you know, briefly speaking and saying a message to the Chelsea fans, and he knows a bit of English, so that'll be a help as well. But Chelsea, they've got themselves a great player, and yeah, as long as he can, you know, fulfill the potential and fulfill the price tag and everything else, and, you know, score the goals that he's been doing in Germany in the Premier League, then yeah, Chelsea are going to be very dangerous next season. But, you know, like any player that joins the Premier League, there's always that question mark, you know, as to how they actually adapt. But I think he'll adapt very well. He's a quality player, and yeah, Chelsea have got their bargain in my opinion. £50 million in today's market. Yeah, that's a steal, to be honest. And yeah, out of nowhere, they've signed Timo Werner, so he is now officially a Chelsea player. Last piece of news involves Arsenal. It's like, honestly, when it rains, it pours, is the saying. It's just like, come on, man. We're all excited about the season starting again, and now it's just like, put us back in lockdown. It's like, come on. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta will have to make do without Pablo Mari for the final 9 games of the season, as the defender suffered serious ankle ligament damage in the game against Manchester City, and he may even require surgery. Arsenal faced a mini injury crisis in the first half against Pep Guardiola's side on Wednesday, when both Granit Xhaka and Mari were forced off the fields with injuries. Xhaka was taken off on a stretcher after just 6 minutes, and Mari hobbled off a few moments later after appearing to damage his Achilles. Despite the 3-0 defeat, Arsenal have an outside chance of climbing up the table for a European spot, but Arteta will have to do so without Mari, who has now been ruled out for the rest of the season. It leaves the Arsenal boss with a selection headache for Saturday's game against Brighton. David Luiz was shown a straight red card after bringing down Riyad Mahrez, meaning he will be unavailable for the next couple of games. Sokratis was also ruled out of the game against City at the last minute after picking a knock in training, and it is not yet clear whether the 32-year-old will be fit for selection against Brighton on Saturday. But there is some positive news, because Rob Holding is reportedly in contention to make a return to the side. In terms of Granit Xhaka, it goes on to say that he will probably play before the end of the season. He won't be fit for Saturday, of course, but the suggestion is that he will be okay to return before the end of the season. We don't know when that is, so it's looking likely to be a long layoff for him as well. And it goes on to say that, you know, you'll probably get more minutes for the likes of Joe Willock and maybe Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who could be deployed in his more preferred central midfield position. So, not great news. It's like, you look at both incidents. Pablo Mari, alright, let's start with that one. It just looks so innocuous. Just the way he turned. And he pulled up. And it looks like not a muscle injury, which I thought it may well be at first, like the calf. It's actually ligament damage. And it's that severe, he may well need surgery. Like, honestly, how is your luck? Seriously. Granit Xhaka, he was covering the ball was played inside. It caught his foot while he was unbalanced, which meant that foot landed at an angle and buckled underneath him. Just a freak accident. It's like, seriously, the first game back and in the opening 15 minutes we have 2 injuries that are just freaks. Like, only Arsenal. You know, I believe Mari had played, I think, something like 300 odd games in a row at his previous club. Never missed a game. Over 300 games. He comes to Arsenal and he's out for the rest of the season within 3. It's like, come on, man. Give us a break. You know, not a bone. Because when I say that, that's probably what you'll end up doing, giving one of our players a broken bone. Give us a break. Let us get through the rest of the season injury-free, man. Come on. But like I always say, it is what it is. And we're just going to have to deal with it. There's nothing we can do. And it's a shame we can't bring in Saliba at the start of July. My word. So yeah, look, listen, it is what it is, like I said. And we're just going to have to deal with it. And we'll wait and see whether Sokratis is back, against Brighton. And Rob Holding's in contention. But that doesn't fill me with much hope because he's looked way off the pace lately. And he just doesn't look like he's really got up to speed since his ACL injury. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So, there we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. As usual, let me know in the comments section what you think about today's topics. Now, of course, tomorrow it's Saturday, so there is no DT's Daily. Because if you've been following the show, we do this from Monday to Friday. I will be on AFTV tomorrow for the Brighton game, another watch along. So make sure you get yourself involved. Come over and watch us. I think it's going to be the same faces, and hopefully this time we're not pissed off. I know some of you will probably be buzzing if we're pissed off, but I don't want that. I want us to see us win. We need to pick up 3 points, man, massively. On Sunday, there will be a player ratings video, so keep an eye out for that one. And then on Monday, we come back with DT's Daily, and then I will be doing a full roundup of the weekend's games from Friday, which is Spurs against Manchester United, and then everyone else that's playing over Saturday and Sunday. So, like I said, make sure you let me know in the comments section what you think about today's topics. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video, and I will see you a lot soon. I'm out of here.